Oh, hello, welcome. This is Websy Wangzi's channel. Today I'm going to give advice on women and relationship and how my advice, I'm not a male, but just something I've learned in dealing with men and relationships in my own life. It's very difficult, especially, if you are raised a certain way and then the guy himself is raised a certain way. One thing I found out that I do, this is just me, it's not like I'm a therapist or any way or a professional in relationships myself. My relationships, it has issues right now too, but I just wanted to help women out there. One of the things I found that as a woman we need to do is we need to not only be there for our man, but we need to be patient with them. And that's something I'm learning the hardest with. It's so hard. Like for me, I'm a jealous type. I'm very protective over who I'm with, the guy. And it gets very difficult sometimes because they want to talk to people. Or I'm just going to give an input, or not input, something that happened a few days ago. I was with a guy, and he's my boyfriend, but we're kind of in between, like, do I go or do I stay? But anyways, that's another conversation. So yeah, my boyfriend. Anyways, I was with him going to the fall festival, and I thought it was gonna be a great time. It was, but I was kind of because I ate too much of those. I don't know if you've heard of them, the like coconut ball things, and I had too many of those before we even left to go to the festival. And when I got there, it was fine, but we heard a singer. We sat down. She was like a country singer, but new. I never heard of her, and I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's because it's that end of the month or whatever, or I don't know. It's just my emotions are really snappy and sassy and don't push my buttons. But just as an example, this is what happened to me, and I know I shouldn't have done this and I regret it, but I did. I got mad because he wrote down her name and said, I'm gonna save her name so for later if we want to listen to her music. And right there, I'm like, seriously. Because he likes to save things and collect things. But anyways, I was like, seriously. And then he was keep on staring at her while she's singing. I'm like, why does he look like that at me? Anyways, that was my little story of I was getting protective. I was getting snappy at him just because he was listening to a singer. I'm like, seriously, what is my problem? I do that. Sometimes I get upset and irritated just over a stupid thing. I don't know if you women are like that, but it's like, seriously. Or it's like, it's just as bad as if a man's talking to or a woman's talking to your man, and you're like, can you not do that? He's my guy. I get very protective. And I have learned that the best thing you can do as women is try to be patient with them. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to goof up. They're going to be dumbos. Slap them in the face, But they just need to know that despite their mistakes, they need to know that you're going to stand by them. And I know some relationships you shouldn't tolerate anything. Whether it's abuse, you shouldn't deal with that. We live in a day and age where, I'm just going to short phrase it. But just recently came up in the news about women who have been sexually assaulted by directors or producers or people in leadership, and they're finally speaking up about it. Those things should be taken in consideration. Those things should be serious. If you're in a toxic environment or relationship, you need to get out. it's not worth staying there. And I don't want to get too much in my personal life, but I'm pretty much at that point. Not abusive situation, but it's not serving me well. It's not fitting into it's not helping me in life. It's making me more depressed, and my situation in life is just getting worse and worse. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, women, we need to speak up. And sometimes men need to hear it a couple times. And I don't mean be nagging him, but if something is bugging you, you need to state it. And if you are in a relationship or a distant relationship with a guy, and he's not giving you any attention, and he's completely ignoring you, and then one minute he says, oh, I love you, and then the next he just rambles on about mind games that he's doing to you. And I did a video. If you haven't watched my video on narcissists, you need to see that, because it's pretty much what some women, they live with that. It's like, how can you put up with that? How can you tolerate that? If a man is degrading to you, because I know for me, my first ex-husband, he was pretty much a narcissist. He pretty much put me down. There's no love, no affection, and it made me depressed. It made me have anxiety. And I finally got out. 4 years of being married to this man, and now, being in a relationship, a year ago, I've been with this guy, and I'm just at this point. I have to do something about it. I have to leave. I have to make a decision. What am I going to do? But I can't. That's the thing. If you're going to leave in a situation, you can't just do what everybody else wants you to or expects you to do. You got to do something that makes you happy. And another thing, and then I'll end this video, is if you are finding yourself not happy in the relationship, you need to do something about it. Whether it's being a little selfish is not a harm. Sometimes us women, we give, and then it's like the guy is not even willing to give to us. I'm not saying sexually or anything, but it's like you're wasting your time on a complete dumbo who's not really giving you the love and the attention and the admiration. And something I grew up knowing is, when you're married, like I was married for 4 years and then divorced, when you're married, I was taught, you need to love and respect and honor your husband, submit to him and all this thing. But if you don't feel in your heart, deep down in your heart, that something is not right, it's probably not right. And if it's toxic, if it's degrading to you, if it's insulting you and who you are, and if he's saying you're ugly and all this insults, you shouldn't put up with it. So I highly suggest, if you're in a toxic relation, get out. But if you're in a good relationship, the best thing, and I don't have a whole lot of advice because I'm not a guy, is you need to be understanding of the guy. Guys go through things women may not understand, but we need to be there for them. We need to support them and love them the best we can, and try not to be so emotional about every little ditty thing. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.